Last episode was mainly just to show off the characters, a bit of the setting, and hook us in, and now that it has, it's time to begin the plot in earnest. Adora's reaction to her first transformation is sensible enough. I mean, if you picked up a sword in the middle of the woods and suddenly got an outfit change and an increase in height, you would probably freak out as well. But why did the creature stop when She-ra appeared? We learn that later on in the story that machines made to look like insects and protect important facilities and items is a common enough theme in this world. But it was nowhere near the sword, and as season 4 told us, that blade wasn't exactly placed there intentionally. Plus it seemed to gun for Glimmer and Bow last episode, even though the blade was tossed away. But it does look fairly mechanical in design. So why does it stop when She-ra appears, then spring back up when Glimmer took the sword away from Adora? Its existence is just a contrived moment to get Adora to transform for the first time, and I'm certain is one of those things where the writers prefer us not to think hard about it and question it. But I am making an analysis series, so here we are. But let's just move on with the rest of the episode.
What's written on this door? It looks like some kind of password.
You can read that?
You can't?
Adora reading First One's writing is also a moment meant to add more mystique and raise intrigue even further because it's a civilization that's supposedly dead and she can just read it for some reason. But there is such a thing as having the audience ask too many questions and runs the risk of getting people fed up with a no answer situation. Like we've already had all these visions from Adora and also this functioning hologram that goes unexplained for a while. We do revisit this later on in this season, and the writers thankfully put enough interesting events between it. Just remember, if you're building a story with a mystery element in general, try not to pile too much onto the audience when you're not going to answer any of their questions for a while. It will overwhelm and frustrate them.
For the honor of Grayskull.
What are we doing?
Nothing!
Glimmer trying to get the sword working is funny, and it fits with what we've seen of her character. Being one who thinks she has something to prove, being able to get a magical boom and become someone impressive looking is something she would want. It could certainly aid in the losing war effort, which is why Glimmer came out here with Bow in the first place. I like jokes like that work with the character's traits. Then there was this.
Glimmer, maybe you should take it easy. It'll be a while until you can recharge.
Bow!
Glimmer needing to recharge to use her teleportation and having trouble teleporting others is a good way to restrain her powers. Otherwise, fights with Glimmer would be more akin to the Endermen of Minecraft and be ridiculously overpowered. It also reinforces the idea that she's a bit gung-ho, as Glimmer knows she has limited magic here, yet is totally fine with firing it off without restraint in the battle against the giant insect, after expending so much of it when she and Bow encountered and fought Adora. Hey director, I don't think the shot of Adora saying wow is zoomed in enough. Here, let me help you with that.
I want to figure out what's happening to me. Shadow Weaver said it didn't matter who I was before, that I was nothing before Hordak. And all of this, it feels familiar somehow.
This is solid enough from Adora. We still only have the surface level view for all the characters, but this moment is where Adora tells us something important. That she has always been conflicted about her place with the Horde. Especially now that she's met a princess and has been able to glimpse what the Horde is really doing to the world. This is great as the more observant viewers can pick up on it and put pieces together hinting at something greater, yet it's also not in your face that it forces casual viewers to feel like they missed something vital and have to look back. Not everyone wants to do that. So writers have to be careful to walk this line of having things around for those to pick apart every detail and for those just watching for a relaxing afternoon. Hence why you can look at the surface meaning as Adora wanting an explanation to her past and desiring it enough to follow those who she still believes is kind of her enemy.
The First One's tech than anyone. She'll know what's going on with you and the sword for sure. So, stick with us?
As I said in the last episode, Bow is mainly the foil for Glimmer's character. They complement each other well enough. There is also Bow still being a nice guy. Like Glimmer looks at the Horde badge and is obviously hesitant to take the word of an enemy soldier, yet goes along with the idea. Likely because she trusts Bow. When they reach Thamor, Glimmer even lets him sidetrack them so Adora could experience the festival there.
In and out, Bow!
She has never been to a party before, Glimmer. This is serious.
That face Glimmer makes, she's just like, oh god, he's not gonna let this go, is he?
For the last time, where is Adora?
Oh boy, Shadow Weaver. If you didn't know to fear her before, you certainly do now. All this showing off some of her powers for later. Catra tries to protect Adora, because, of course, the two are established to be close friends, yet Catra caves immediately to Shadow Weaver's demands that she goes out to retrieve Adora. This assists in telegraphing to the audience just how dangerous Shadow Weaver is, just by using a quick interaction between characters. And this woman raised Catra and Adora, mind you. Adora being at the Thamor Festival isn't just a slideshow of fun moments. It's an important moment for Adora to experience what life is like beyond the dull fright zone. Then gets to witness the atrocities committed by the Horde play out right before her, and not just the aftermath of it like in the episode before.
Adora! Catra? They let me drive a tank. Can you believe it?
Okay, I didn't talk about this last time, but yes, Catra's purring is adorable. Also, I'm certain this is designed to pull on our heartstrings and just ram home further just how close these two are in preparation for them becoming adversaries. Yeah, it sucks these two end up fighting, but the writers do a good job at showing how close these two are with only these 2 episodes. Speaking of things to come,
Been lying to us, manipulating us, Hordak, Shadow Weaver, all of them. Duh! Did you just figure that out?
okay, so this moment between Catra and Adora is important for understanding the future conflict they're going to have, and I've seen a lot of people use audience hindsight here, when really you gotta look at this from the characters' perspectives. I didn't touch on this with Adora in the previous episode, I still believe this episode was the better place to talk about it, but Adora over the last and this one has had her worldview of the Horde and princesses questioned and tested. She's clearly thinking about it last time, and then it's shattered at the realization that she could have been the one sacking Thamor. A peaceful village that's full of nice people, good food, and horses. Adora quietly asks herself,
Are we the baddies?
and now wants to make a quick change with this realization. Adora even acknowledges the haste she made her decision with later.
I turned against the Horde! I turned against the Horde. Why did I do that? I can't go back now.
Catra, on the other hand, knew the Horde was evil the entire time, and just assumed Adora was on the same wavelength.
Are you sure you're not brain imaged?
There is no humor in Catra's voice here. She's like, how did you buy into all that nonsense? And we know she doesn't care about that because
Because it doesn't matter what they do. The two of us look out for each other.
we get a more in-depth look at that later. Then it suddenly seems like Adora wants to jump ship from their quote-unquote plan with the rebels she was seemingly kidnapped by. So Catra zaps Adora because she isn't making any sense. Combined with Catra's obvious fear of Shadow Weaver's retribution for failure in this. Adora then ends up turning into She-ra, which Catra doesn't know about, and wrecks the Horde attack force, causing Catra to leave confused and goes back to what she does understand, the Horde. Sure, we as the audience know fully that Catra should run off with Adora, but we should never apply our perspective to the characters because they're not looking at this from a third-person perspective.
Am I supposed to go?
Hey, it's okay. You're with us now, so come on. Let's go home.
Glimmer has seen Adora be painted in a different light from the usual ruthless Horde soldier she's likely seen out there. Hence her acceptance of her here and now, plus she messed up an entire Horde attack force and saved Bo, so there's that too.
Best friend squad!
And the name of their group was made by Bo, while he was speaking to himself. But whatever, it's inoffensive enough for establishing the iconic team name. So that was episode 2 of Overanalyzing She-ra. Unless I say otherwise, I'll be posting one episode of the series every week on Thursdays. If you like this video and want to see more, hit that thumbs up and subscribe button, then bell. Also, check out my channel for my video essays and music analysis videos. You might enjoy them as well.